morning. We're live for the next 2 hours and we do have a fantastic show for you lined up today. Coming up, the man who doesn't mind being a lady's bit of rough, is what he says. Sean Bean is here live in around 5 minutes with news of his latest Hollywood blockbuster. Now then, we have a wonderful guest in the studio. He is Sean Bean. He is back on the silver screen this Friday, starring along Charlize Theron in a movie tipped for an Oscar. We're hearing more about his Hollywood blockbuster in just a moment. First, let's take a look back at his career and why he is one of Britain's finest actors.
Sean Bean's acting career spans over 20 years. He hit the big time playing a rough and ready soldier in over 17 episodes of one of ITV's most popular dramas.
The man lost his honour because of the lady's lies. Stripped of his rank, hung on a rope.
Who are you?
You know who I am. My name is Sharp.
He sent female pulses soaring in the risque 1993 adaptation of the novel Lady Chatterley's Lover.
I just want you to hold me in your arms and be glad that we're having a chat.
His move to the big screen has seen him opposite such big guns as Jodie Foster, Pierce Brosnan in GoldenEye, and most recently Ewan McGregor in The Island.
What's troubling you, Lincoln?
I want to know answers, and I wish that there was more.
More?
However, it was playing troubled warrior Boromir in The Lord of the Rings that Sean secured his position amongst Hollywood's A-list.
Such a little thing.
Boromir! Give the ring to Frodo.
He returns this month in the Oscar-tipped North Country opposite Charlize Theron.
Well, if you want to run off, you can sell it and use the money. Or just put it on your wrist. Either way, it's yours. One friend to another.
And he's here with us right now, talking about North Country, which is opening at the end of this week, on Friday. It's based on a true story, say 20-odd years ago, isn't it? 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And how, in such a short space of time, you couldn't imagine there'd be still this terrible sex discrimination going on. The story is of an iron mine in America, and there's an enormous amount of men obviously working there, small percentage of women, and one of these, well, all the women face appalling sex discrimination every day.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's a very poignant movie, very, very moving and very gritty and very confrontational. I mean, these women are trying to carve out a living for themselves. It's a community where everybody thrives on the mine. That's their livelihood. So obviously, there's a lot of competition for jobs. So you can understand. It's a very well balanced film. I mean, it's not a film about men hating women or anything like that. It's just it's like I say, it's about people competing for jobs and people resenting the fact that these women are coming along and taking what they believe they're entitled to, the jobs that are being passed down through their families over the years, and you know, that's what it's all about. It's also about sort of divide and rule. I think the company that actually runs the steel firm are sort of responsible for the conflict between the two groups of people. And they don't really help to resolve the situation between the men and the women.
And all situations always boil down to the human aspect. And Charlize Theron plays this lady, single woman, 2 children, as you say, just wanting to carve out a career and look after her kids. And her friend is your wife. This is where you come in. And you really help to Charlize Theron's character to go for this and take it to court and
yeah, I mean, my partner is Frances McDermott, who, you know, and we have a very loving relationship. A very, you know, we care very much for each other. And she's very ill. She becomes ill. She gradually deteriorates during the film, and it's a very moving relationship. And I try and keep out of the situation a little bit because it's a very, you know, to actually get together, for these women to get together and do what they did was a very courageous thing. And the women that were actually involved, the actual people that were involved in this class action, actually took part in the film, and they were part of the audience at the end in the courtroom. So I mean, for these people to take upon themselves to get together and actually fight the company is an incredibly
we were saying it's extraordinary that it's a tale that almost sort of passed us by, the enormity of what they achieved, and at the end of the film it says that when they won their class action, the sexual harassment, it was a very sort of minor payout that they got, but what they did do was it was a serious
It was a symbolic
shift.
gesture. I mean, it was,
And they achieved through that, and as you see throughout.
Well, this set precedent for you know, future sort of working relationships in factories and workplaces. So I mean, it was an incredible precedent that they set.
And the scenery in the film is extraordinary. This sort of Minnesota mining community, which is vast, massive, grey, gritty.